Hey guys, I usually do a walk around before I do anything on a new bike to me, but I was doodling on it because it wasn't starting. So I'll just do it now after a few things. This is a Kawasaki Spectre, which is they're kind of cool custom LTD kind of from 1982. They had actually golded out everything, the rims and the shocks and a bunch of other stuff. The actual cases, the aluminum was anodized gold and the head and everything else, but with heat that all disappears. So they're kind of silver now with just a golden tint kind of deal. But I bought this out of Arizona, and obviously something this old needs work. It looks pretty much stock. They put these cheapy bike makers or master filters on it, which I'm going to get rid of. They have some kind of aftermarket ignition. I'm not sure what it is because I haven't taken the crash bar off to check, and some funky wires there. Got both the side covers are there, painted differently, obviously. The seats torn. But still pliable, so it wasn't out in the sun a whole lot, I guess. So I've got a new cover actually ordered for that. It's got the air suspension shocks, woohoo! Gold wheels. It's got the at the time the fun blacked out tail light kind of thing, the huge kind of deal. Still has the stock exhaust, which is very unusual. Like I said, a lot of this is stock. Open this up. The guy said the battery was shot. Oh. Kids, illegal as hell. They did put a nice little breather filter on the crankcase here, which is a nice little setup. Here's the air. And then we've got, he said the battery was bad, but it actually had some blown fuses. This main 10 amp going to the instruments was gone, and this one was the main block for everything, a 30 amp that had a 10 amp in it with aluminum foil dropped around it. Woo, yeah, they know what they're doing. So luckily the thing didn't burn up, but it actually once I got fuses in it, I did get all electricity and it did start. Been cleaning up a little bit on it now. I guess they started to paint the tank a little bit more, so they did have that blue. It's a standard maroon, faded maroon on the other side, but you can see the paint was nice at one time. Seats in good shape underneath. There's no rust there. Has a manual, has a toolkit, which is another place. Tank's pretty good. It's clean inside. There's a dinger on it somewhere, so I'm going to have to fix, which isn't a big deal. Now the window's gone out of, or fell out of this or whatever, so they taped it on. Nice. But I'm not going to be using that anyway. These buckle bars ain't happening. They're going away to the junkyard. What's nice, they had the electronic instruments back in '82. They thought that was great, so they had those, and these still work. I'm not sure about the fuel gauge, but we'll see about that. But and the 85-mile-an-hour speedometer back then, which drove us all crazy. That was actually fun to peg, though. But here's this side of the motor. It looked like it has a bit of a head gasket leak on this side. I washed her up really good. She was just had a whole layer of dirt and dust from sitting, looks like. So cleaned up pretty good. You can still see a little bit of the gold tone to that. The crash bar needs pulling off and sanding and repainting. I was tracing the lack of electricity, and so I had to cut these open to get to it. Oh, here comes the kid. Jeez. Has all the reflectors on it, the blacked out turn signals, headlight. Doesn't seem like there's any fork oil in the forks. They put a zip tie on this guy because they lost a clamp or whatever, so it looks like I'm going to have to rebuild the forks. The seals are probably gone. There's no damping on it at all whatsoever. So let's see what else. It actually had 3 keys that work. Let's see what else I have to do. Not too much yet. I'm not going crazy. They had the air forks, and they had this. I did this with my J model, 81 J model. I put a little pressure gauge on it, and what they don't tell you when you do that is that first bump you blow the gauge right out. It goes over 100 and some odd pounds, so it just goes boom, blows and destroys the gauge, and this one's stuck too just because of that. So I'm going to get rid of that, and once I get the fork fixed, I will run air. A lot of guys don't like it, but I don't have a problem with it. I've been running it in my race bike for years, so it's not a big deal. But the black chrome's still in pretty good shape. I hate the sound of the stock pipes because they're like foo-foo sounding, but that's what it's going to have to be. Front fender, something must have fallen on it in the garage, so that's going to have to be repaired. I'm going to be painting it anyway because this is horrific looking. But that's about it. Looks like the standard leak up here. They probably hopefully did a valve adjustment. I only had it running for a few minutes. Once I got electricity to it, it ran like crap. It ran good on full choke, but as soon as you took the choke off, it ran like crap. So I knew the pilots were clogged up. And of course, standard old bike thing, 3 of the pilot jets came out just fine. The 4th one was stuck like crazy. After all the tricks I've ever learned, the last one literally just broke. And so obviously tried to get it out, ruined the car body. So I've got new car body coming and all new pilot jets. So they'll be here. So hopefully get it running then. I'll be changing the oil, all the standard stuff. The back disc is a little bit worn out. Front's really good, so obviously they don't use the front brake like they're supposed to on this guy. So, and I put some cleaner on the boots, and that made it look like new. And so here's the old one. I'm just doing a little bit here and there. I've done this one, so that looks new too. So she's in really good shape. So we'll see. Got a lot to do with her, but I'm looking forward to riding her. I had the J model, an 81 and 1100 GPZ also, and love those bikes. Really great, super strong motors, lots and lots of torque. This guy has a really good seat, so Lorraine and myself will be comfy doing our riding on it. So that's about it. So looking good. We'll see how she turns out.